Tell about going to Barbados many years back secretly to take back two of your kids that were, unbeknownst to you, taken by your then wife there.
Yeah, look up one day, and I woke up one day and I came home, and all my kids were gone. I had two kids just disappeared, a son and a daughter, and I couldn't find them. Found out they were in a little small island called St. Lucia in the West Indies. I rented a plane. I couldn't afford all of these. I flew to Barbados, and I sat there in Barbados, then rented a private plane for St. Lucia. I remember even having to keep the pilot wake with coffee and have a friend of mine make certain he didn't get drunk again so he can fly us into the island and fly us back. And when I got there to get the kids, all I did wanted to bring them back home, because the one thing I had not forgotten is that you're looking for your family, it can be the most harsh thing in the world. And I knew they knew who they were then. I didn't want to lose this. So I had to literally steal my kids, get on a boat, charter a boat that didn't work that very well, sail all the way to other islands, then back into Barbados, then back into the United States of America.
How tense was the moment when you got your kids and you were back at your hotel and then people showed up at the door?
Yeah, you get your children, you're back at the hotel, and I look out, and there were a load of policemen. They were soldiers, actually, and a truckload of them with bullets around them, telling me to let the kids go. And I remember screaming, I'm not letting my kids go. These are Americans. These are my children. Oh, then you realize you have a name then, an American. And they didn't take my kids. They gave me the next day to get things straight, and the next day I was back in the United States of America.
And was there concern at that time? You didn't know what these guys were going to, you thought they were going to kill you?
I said, to get my kids, you're going to have to kill me. And I heard someone say, kill him then.
That's actually how you met your current wife, Joan. She was the caretaker for your kids when they were in Barbados. Joan, fifth wife. You've been married, I think, around 30 years. Why do you think, having been married before, this marriage has been so successful when, the other one struggled?
In the past, I'd get married, and I always thought that someone needed me. I'm George Foreman. They need me. But when I met my current wife, my wife, Mary, we call her Joan, I needed her. And I know I need her, and she's always known that I needed her, and that's the difference.
Explain the importance of family to you.
Well, I have a family of 10 kids, by the way, and almost 10 grandkids. Family is most important to me. You accumulate a lot of things, you do a lot of things, but at some point you look up and say, it was all for family. You forget that you had all these personal goals way back. It's all about family. And I get a chance to share my life with them now. This is very special. This is my life now, family.
You found out who your biological father was much later on in life, and you've said that played a role in the decision to name all of your sons George. Explain why.
Yeah, you look around for some roots and you can't find anything, so you decide you better plant something. I met my biological dad. I was already been heavyweight champ of the world and a grown man, and I didn't want my kids to be in that position. I wanted them to have something in common, and I figured why not give them a name, George Edward Foreman. They're all called the same, and I tell them if one goes up, we all go up. If one gets in trouble, we're all in trouble. It's a family name. And you don't have to change your name. Never anyone have to change the name, but change their ways. And I tell them, either live up to the name or change it.
Well, and because all of their names are George, they also have nicknames.
Yeah, and I would tell my wife, she said, you need to stop boxing. I said, the day I forget one of my boys' name, I'll stop boxing.
So let's hear it. Can you remember
George
all the names?
Edward Foreman, they're all named George. And but you give your kids something that we have now. We all have a name, and that's very important. And it's up to them if they prefer to keep it. I don't want them looking around for their dad or their brothers as I did.